So let's take a look at this. So Joe Burrow, we've talked about it, 0-4 against the Browns after the loss. He's thrown 4 interceptions, has 7 fumbles, and he's been sacked 17 times. That kind of chronicles just what the struggles have been for Joe Burrow. Let's take a listen. Joe Burrow talked about the Browns' defense.
They did a great job, in their leverages and playing soft and making us check it down, and then they tackled really well. The last couple weeks we've got teams out of that because we were able to break some tackles and get yards after the catch, and you got to give them credit. They were great tacklers today.
Did they run a lot of the too high stuff?
Yeah, a lot of quarters, and they're playing one high. They're playing it from real high.
How much did you miss Jamar tonight in a game like this?
Yeah, anytime that guy goes down, it's going to be, it's going to have an effect. But we're a better offense than we put out there tonight, even without him, and so there's no excuses for that.
And again, the tackling was very apparent. That's something that needs to remain the way it was against the Bengals.
Yeah, and I mean, Joe Burrow basically said it right there. Teams can play, those shell coverages, and we've seen teams do that a lot more against Cincinnati, take the big play away. And that's the one thing we know about this Bengals offense. They thrive on those deep balls to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. And last night it wasn't there, just from throwing it deep outside of maybe 1 or 2 big plays. And then the other thing he mentioned specifically, tackling. I mean, he mentioned specifically, he was talking about how these guys are typically been able to break tackles and turn good gains into bigger ones. And last night the Browns just weren't having anything. That's part of the game plan. I think against a team like that, obviously, if you don't miss tackles, if you wrap them up right away and bring them down, then they're not going to turn a 3-yard gain into a 13-yard gain, which is how an offense can generate momentum. And when you can steal big plays like that out of broken tackles, it just makes an offense's job easier. When you're covering well and when you're tackling well, it makes an offense's job that much harder, and that's kind of what worked out well for the Browns last night.